What's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday night.
Welcome to Wednesday
on
night.
A Wednesday. Yeah. Welcome to the old Gearsy Beersy.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. Smash the like button. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, man. I got to meet Chris at the Long McQuaid thing on Saturday. I think for the first time in person. I didn't get to talk to him very long.
Who was that, sorry?
Chris from Peg City.
Oh, nice. Oh, right on.
But yeah.
Hey, Luke, can I get just a hair less of my voice in my headphones, please?
Yeah, and I could get a little bit more of his guitar.
Where'd you see Chris at?
At the Long McQuaid
Oh, yeah, okay.
clinic thing that Joe and I did. What's going on, Dave? How's everybody doing? I thought I saw that it's Will's birthday today.
Whoa.
Happy birthday there,
Fluxy.
Fluxy.
Happy birthday, dude.
Cheers to you tonight. I got the old Alexander Keith's India Pale Ale for tonight. Bo's got the old
The old PBR?
PBR.
Can you get close with that, Luke?
Does it? Okay, let's see. Does it say like brewed in America, or like?
No.
I haven't been to the beer store or like any of the liquor marts here since they did the like.
It says Guelph, Ontario on the side.
Okay, so we might be okay. We might still be able to get PBR.
Good old Canadian PBR?
Yeah. So I haven't been to like the liquor mart since they started pulling American liquor off the shelves. So I don't know what we can and can't get right now.
It's been a few weeks for me too. I did an open mic recently, like hosted an open mic at a brewery, and they paid me in a shitload of free beer. So.
Oh really?
I have no reason to go to the LC right now.
Nice. We were at Jelly Roll the other night, which was awesome. It was a really fun show. And Dorian wanted to order a Jack and Coke, and
oh yeah, no Jack. That's a big one. Yeah.
Crown and Coke only. So
it's better. It's better, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah. So Dave's got the Flying Monkeys Juicy IPA. You know, I've never been a big like
Flying Monkey fan.
No, I don't even know what that is. But Trans Canada Brewing IPA for Chris. Nice.
Trans Canada's thick.
I've never been a big Jack Daniels fan.
Me neither. It's the worst.
I've also, I mean, this is sacrilegious. I've never been a huge Crown Royal fan either, though. So you could probably just replace all this by saying I'm not a big whiskey drinker.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
so,
yeah.
That's part of the problem. But I'm more of a Captain Morgan Spice rum and Coke so that it tastes like Dr. Pepper kind of guy.
Yeah, I hear you. That's my brother's go-to drink.
Yeah.
Spice and Coke. Yeah.
That or like gin and tonic is probably my number one.
Oh, I love a G&T, buddy.
Yep. And then number two would be a close second to the gin and tonic for me would be the good old Caesars.
You can't go wrong with the Caesar, yeah.
Yeah. But a Bloody Mary in the U.S. is not even close to the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's tomato juice instead of Clamato.
Clamato, yeah, which Clamato or Clamato?
What did I say? Clamato? I think I said Clamato.
Clamato? I don't know. No.
Clamato.
Clamato.
If you say it fast enough, people
Clamato.
can't
Yeah.
tell if you're saying it
Clamato.
wrong. Yeah.
Clamato.
Clamato.
Clamato?
Yeah.
Clamato.
Clamato.
Is it a tomato?
Clamato.
It's a tomato.
Clamato.
So Clamato? I don't even know anymore. This is the $1 million
Anyway.
question tonight. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
The good old Caesars. Those are probably my two go-tos. Although I did have I do like fancy, like fruity cocktails.
Yeah.
Like when you go to fancy bars.
That tracks. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That checks out. You like if it doesn't taste like.
It doesn't taste like booze.
Like
Derek's
any
in,
booze,
yeah.
And I went to this really killer speakeasy in Nashville called Attaboy.
Okay.
Like bitchin' bar in Nashville. Like you have to like knock on the door.
The
They
secret
watch on a
door,
video
yeah.
camera. They wait and they come.
Oh, I love that.
Like
yeah.
a proper speakeasy.
There used to be a speakeasy in Winnipeg too, where it was like you'd walk in, it was just like a small like.
Was that Tiger place that
Yeah,
was? Yeah.
yeah.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
There's
On
a speakeasy.
What's
Sorry?
that?
There's a speakeasy.
There still is a speakeasy.
There's another
somewhere,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
new
it's
one.
down my street.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've never been, but
But anyway, there's a drink called the Bicycle Thief
Okay.
that's really good. That they do their own version of it called the Vespa Thief,
Okay.
and I don't remember what's all in it, but I do know that it's like a grapefruit drink, so it reminds me of Fancy Radlers.
Yeah, I was gonna say a Radler. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm in. Yeah.
I guess before we go any further here too, if you are joining us right now, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, all that stuff.
Yeah, there's 70% of you that watch any of our dumb shows that aren't subscribed. So we would love it if you did subscribe and hit the bell so that you know when we release new things, especially when we do things not in proper timing, like when we launch the Golden Age podcast a day late.
Whoops.
Yeah, doing great, Wadey. How you doing, buddy? So last week we had Joey on, and we were talking about the new Joey Landreth D25. He took us through it, / we went through it, and then just bullshit for 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was lots of fun. This week we had no idea what to talk about until about 3 p.m. today. We were all standing in here being like,
Was it that early even? Yeah.
what the hell are we going to do tonight, guys? Because we're doing real great at planning this out.
Oh, yeah.
We get a lot of questions through either the live chat thing on the website or just we see comments online on the gear page and other places where people are unsure whether or not they should get a D40 or a G50.
Yeah.
And what is the difference? Because, there's obviously pretty significant
I was going to say
differences.
they're pretty wildly different amps. Yeah.
Yes. So
Pretty
tonight,
wildly different.
Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the differences between them and the differences between Dynamis and Generator Series to start with. So, Generator is obviously the more high gain thing. Dynamis is meant to be more low to mid gain. Our signal change this evening, going into a pedal board with a bunch of Revv pedals on it and a Earthquaker Devices Avalanche Run. These are NAMM boards. And Avalanche Run is one of my favorite delay / burb pedals. So
It's a great pedal. It took me a second to figure this pedal out. It took me a lot of streams to get comfortable with it. But now
how
that I know
awesome
it,
is
yeah.
that?
Well, I thought you were doing. Okay, I won't do that. I won't do that. Mike P. I do occasionally build D40s. That's typically Scott's territory, though. But yeah, I built a few D40s. I built my D40.
You have a D40, that's right.
Yeah.
So why did you choose D40 over G50? Because you got to choose this year.
I did. That was, my lovely Christmas bonus from the company. Thanks again for that.
Very welcome.
But I chose the 40 just because I've got a pretty extensive pedal board. And over the years, playing through different amps, especially the last few years, I've been playing through a D20. It's just that's the heart of my rig is my pedal board. And I'm just more comfortable playing a pedal platform style amp than I am something like a G50.
Right.
The G50 is obviously capable of it's got 4 different channels, or sorry, 3 channels, all wildly different from each other, and very versatile. But for me, I just need something a little more straightforward that I can base the rest of my kind of rig around.
Yep.
Also, I'd be wildly underusing the purple channel on a G50. I don't really play with super high gain, so yeah, the D40 just seemed more my speed, more vintage voicing, lower gain, very kind of boomy, and I like that too. It's got a good low end to it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I can see you just wanting to strum that chord as I was talking. Yeah. Finish talking. It's
I mean, everybody makes fun of that riff so much, but it's the best. And that progression is the best.
Which riff you're talking about now?
Sweet Child
of Mine. It's so good, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying a couple streams ago too, in the cover band, I try to fit that lick into every song I possibly can.
I've never actually learned how to play it properly. I mean, I know the
that part, yeah.
I mean, I won't play it properly right now, but I do know what it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Flux asked if I'm not going in order here, Luke, I'm sorry. Asked if the G50 is EL34 and the D40 are 6L6s. That is exactly what they are.
Correct. Which is actually kind of the opposite what I thought of what we were originally going to kind of do. So we'll get into that a little bit about why that happened. We're going to try to do things a little bit different tonight, guys, too. We'll answer your questions. Luke kind of makes notes of them for us just on the side. So if we don't get to your question right away, because we're trying to make sure that we don't rabbit trail off too much.
Yeah, we'll try.
Yeah. So Flux had asked about that, and I'll explain a little bit more about the tubes in a minute. Randy asked if our website is in CAD or USD and why. All right.
How do you read that? It's so small. For some reason, Luke's got that in the tiniest print. Oh, it's bigger over there.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. No, but it's written at the bottom too. That's where I was reading it. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Well, it was.
So, okay. So the short answer to that is it is in both. So the website should recognize where you're looking at it from. It doesn't always, especially if people use a VPN or anything. Yeah. So we do, by default, price in US dollars. The reason for that is very simple. Most of our market is either in the US or deals in US dollars. So we charge, in Europe or anywhere else in the world, we charge in US dollars. Not because the US dollar is the reserve currency, just because that's what's easiest for us to deal with. And the reason for that is we buy a lot of our parts, whether we're buying them from Europe, from the US, from Asia, anywhere in the world, we primarily deal in US funds for how we pay for things. So it allows us to keep our prices a little bit more stable if we just have everything be the benchmark of the US dollar. If it was priced primarily in Canadian dollars, it would be shifting as there's volatility in the currency kind of constantly, or we would have to overcharge for things because we'd have to kind of hedge our bets against the currency evaluation at the time. So yeah, that's kind of the long and short of why we do things that way. But if you're not seeing something in Canadian dollars, if you go to checkout and you are in Canada, it should convert it to Canadian dollars. If it doesn't, just shoot a message to the live chat thing, and they can help you make sure that you're seeing the Canadian site.
For sure.
And it does not charge. There is a separate, we call it map pricing, but it can also be called MSRP. We have a separate Canadian dollar map versus US dollar map for Canadians, so that the price also doesn't fluctuate with the currency exchange for Canadians either. So yeah.
So many questions already. I love this.
So Scott Nickerson asked what the best food spots are from Alberta to Nova Scotia. Oh man. I travel more in the US than I do in Canada, so that's a tough call. Are you going to be driving just through Canada, or are you going to head south? If you're coming to Winnipeg, if you're going to sit down to eat, the James Avenue Pump House, in my opinion, is the best smash burger I have had anywhere in the world. Yeah, James Avenue Pump House.
Never been.
What?
No.
Oh man, it's up your alley.
We should make a stop. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Have you been to Non-Such?
No, I've had the beer lots of times. Never been to Non-Such though.
Oh, also very good, and it's right next door to the James Avenue Pump House.
Ooh, how convenient for me.
Yes, down on like Waterfront.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. They're kind of more of a like dive bar, or I shouldn't say dive bar, but like hole in the wall spot. Winnipeg's best pizza and donair has the best donair in the city. Yeah, it's not East Coast donair. It's more like Middle Eastern donair with like a garlic sauce or tzatziki sauce.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what I want.
It's the best. So, Dave asked which is heavier weight-wise between the G50 and the D40. They are the same.
They are identical.
Yeah, 32 pounds, I think, or 35 pounds. One of the two.
Something like that. Yeah.
Man, I should stay in the right key. Okay. So Jan A also said, I'm on the fence for the D40. I own the Dynamis 740 and loves the highest gain setting. Can the D40 do that, or am I going to need the G50 for those classic tones? All right, Bo's going to show us the highest gain settings on the D40.
All right.
I will briefly explain that the drive channel on the D40 is extremely different from
a 740?
The Dynamis 740. There is a lot more gain, and the Dynamis 740 is a lot more modern style gain than the D40.
Yeah. The D40 looks like it's pretty hairy though. I haven't actually played through channel 2 yet, so this might be, I'm not sure how the levels are gonna go here.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
Yeah, put the boost on, and then,
Got some bass. Pretty loud. Yeah, so that's no pedals, no boost. Just straight to the amp. Basically as hairy as it'll go.
Can I borrow your cables for a second?
Sure can.
So just so you guys can hear the difference, like he's playing a telly that's got a single coil in the bridge, so you can hear it with a bucker.
Oh.
Yeah. So when it's cranked, it'll get kind of into that, like, turn this bright switch on too. It'll get kind of into the territory of like, you know, a little bit martially, like. But it's not going to get really saturated.
Yeah.
I would roll this back a little bit, do this, and then turn the drive on your tilt boost. No, boost.
So the drive on and the tilt boost.
Yeah, and then. So if I was trying to make it like fatter, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so there you go. That's just giving you a little bit of a taste between the two. Now, it's definitely more of a, I would say, like, more of a blues amp. Like Mark asked, what's a good blues amp for playing in an apartment? Yeah, I mean, the D20 through to D40 would be ideal for that because, yeah, I would pull this back a little bit. Let's see what that tone is kind of like for you. Yeah.
Oh, my tilt's still on too. Ugh. That's blues, right?
Yep. Where like the generator is going to be more like.
Sorry, can I get Derek's guitar pushed a little bit in my headphones too?
I'm on the second channel, on the green channel on the G50. So I mean, the fundamental differences between these two amps, besides the voicings, D40 is a 2-channel amp, and G50 is 3 channels. Now, G50 shares an EQ on channel 1 and channel 2. So however you have your clean, like here's the clean. I guess I should pick one key and play it, eh? So that clean, I can't really change the EQ unless I want it to affect the drive. So like. Now the nice thing about it, I mean, I can turn off the delay so that like. So you can hear what it's like, and it will clean up like. So that's the crunch channel with just the volume control. That's all I know of.
It's a great clean sound though, yeah.
It is great, like, and then you can like, yeah, and there's just something about that it's like, it's a little bit like sparklier to me, and it also, it has, I know these are horrible buzzwords, everybody.
I use them, come on.
But it's like, there's this roundness to that sound out of the D40 that, like there's so many more mids in what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's something with the low end in the D40 that I really, really like.
Very different. And the D40 does take pedals better. Like I was only using, in any of the tones that I'm doing here, the only thing I was using is the Avalanche Run, which is just in the loop for that little bit of. Yeah, for that. Full disclosure, it's a terrible thing that I'm the one that's demonstrating the G50 tonight because my favorite channel on all of our amps is the green channel. Yeah. So like, it's gonna, hopefully it's gonna present like way better just because this is what I'm, I mean, that's my.
That's the sound, yeah.
That's my sound. Yeah, I cannot play as many riffs as you can. Oh. I wish I knew more, but like, I don't practice, so.
Oh, man.
And I have to say, like, I kind of prefer using, I mean, never mind the fact that this is my #1 guitar, I do prefer Strats for testing everything now.
Yeah?
Yeah, just because, like, I do like how Telecasters sound, but like, you can't get.
Well, nothing's going to sound like a Strat except for a Strat or an S style. Yeah.
But this guitar can do that and that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, back to the clean channel. Let's start on the clean channels on both, and let's go through like the feature set on both amps. Whose tweed amp is that? That would be mine.
Oh, the big Fender in the back there? Yeah. Everything in this room is Derek's, yeah.
Yeah, mine or Revv's, but there's certain things like any of the vintage amps, those are mine. Some of the other ones I traded for, like, yeah, what did I trade for? I traded for the BE100. I traded for the 5153. Traded for one of the Boogies. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
So much stuff.
So, clean channel. So we'll compare the two. G50 has 2 modes for the clean channel. You have the option of just the plain mode, which EQ I have set all at noon. I prefer to run the channel levels on all of the preamps hotter on our amps, and then the master is backed off quite a bit. Like,
yeah, we talked about this a couple streams ago, and I agree.
Yeah, it's probably hard to see, but like the master is barely on with the way we have this set up right now. You can see it's like way down here, but my channel levels are all, you know, around like 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30, somewhere around there, somewhere between 1:30 and 2:30. So here's my clean channel. I'll ditch the Avalanche Run. Let's hear yours.
Oh, you're playing an AK, yeah.
Okay, now let's turn the delays on and see. Whoa, fancy chords.
A major. Doesn't get much fancier than that, dude. Yeah, I feel like the D40, if you really dig in, will get a little more gritty, even in that clean channel. Yeah, same thing that we were hearing in like the drive channel though, like much more rounded, like deeper, kind of low end.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just has a little more grit too.
Let's see. So I have, this is me turning on the G2 so you guys can hear how the clean channel on the G50 takes pedals. That cleans up really nicely. High gain stuff, if you want to put a high gain pedal into it, like.
Oh boy, do I.
Okay. Why does it sound muffled? Is that, I don't know what you mean by, like mine? Like, that's possibly just the way that the EQ is on the pedals right now. Like, you can brighten it up. Can I run a milder drive? Yeah, I'll run the tilt. Let's. I'm not sure how that sounds for you guys. Sounds good here. If I want to use just the boost side or like just do the boost on the tilt. I should mention that let's try your IR number 1 because it should be closer
we're
to.
using different IRs here, yeah.
Yes. because now we're both using 4x12 IRs.
There we
Where
go.
like the difference between what you were using there and like this is a 1x12 IR, so it's quite a bit brighter. This 4x12 is just nice and big. Did I just turn my level up? Did it?
I think you did, yeah.
I think it just went way louder there. Maybe gain on the tilt at like 9 o'clock. Sure. I'll turn the avalanche run back off. Why don't you try the same thing? So I have the tilt dialed, just the gain is at 9 o'clock, and the volume is like 12:30, and I'm only using the drive side.
Yeah. What's your EQ like?
It doesn't really matter because
yeah.
these amps are very different. Let me trade you. Let's try this, just because the telly's going to be quite a bit brighter.
Yeah, a different kind of thing altogether.
Yep, and I'm going to try these Series J, because this is probably going to be, yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's already, like I hear way more bottom end from the Strat there than the Telecaster.
What's up,
All right.
Perfecto?
So this is quite a bit darker sounding than that. So like now I'd want to kick on like the bright switch. Like just on the clean channel. Perf, we have to build new boards. These are the NAMM boards. We do have a great fuzz pedal that we picked up for you on the way home from, or sorry, on the way to NAMM, the
Yeah.
Goodbye Kitty, like the butthole.
It's gotta be around here somewhere.
Yeah, it's in my office.
Okay, yeah.
But we got to build some boards so that all makes sense.
Oh, thanks, Flex.
So yeah. So now let's talk about, okay, so I've got a bright switch on mine. You have a bright switch on yours. So here's mine without the bright switch with the Novo. It's quite a bit darker with the P90s than the, but still really nice, like, and like, really great overdrive sounds. So here it is with me kicking on the bright switch. Here it gets quite a bit brighter when I turn on the bright switch.
As it should, you would think,
yes.
right?
So it
Not,
adds,
not just a clever name, it actually...
no, it's almost as if it adds more bright notes.
Yeah. Bright notes, yeah.
No, brightness is better.
Yeah.
You had it.
It adds notes
I
of
ruined
bright.
it. But I also have a wide switch. So I'll turn this bright switch back off. And it's called the wide switch because it
Adds notes of wide.
Yeah, I was gonna say notes, because it all gets wider.
Whoa.
No, it does. It to me, I don't know if this is correct at all. But what it sounds like to me is the frequency spectrum opens up and you hear more, especially mid-range frequencies on both the top and the bottom, like upper and lower mids become more prominent.
Yeah.
So the whole thing feels bigger, sounds more open, and thus the reason Dan called it like wider, because it.
Yeah, 100%. I think we touched on it before too, but I was kind of explained to me as being like more or less like a full spectrum EQ boost. Without actually like boosting the front end harder, you're just kind of opening up that EQ section and
So I'll turn the avalanche run back off. So this is just the amp. Just the wide switch with the on the first channel.
And like you have your level control set pretty high and the wide switch is on as well, and it's still like super clean sounding. Like it's a very pristine kind of clean sound.
Yeah. Like I have to hit it pretty hard for it to start breaking up. Like with the P90s, like. Yeah, so that's clean channel on this amp. There is reverb, so like. All right, so that's my clean channel on the G50. So let's talk about on the D40. There's less kind of like voicings and features and buttons and stuff like that on the D40 versus the G50. A lot of that was Sean Tubbs' influence when he was over here as we were designing the amp. And, we were designing this for players like Sean, like the, kind of low to mid gain player. And Sean was like, man, we don't need 3 drive levels. We don't need, 3 aggression levels and a fat switch and a cut. It's like we need a bright switch and a boost.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have the fact that there's reverb on the amp. So
yeah, and it's the same reverb as in the G50.
Yep.
Difference is, I guess, on the back of the amp, you can't see it from the angle you're seeing it from, but the G50 will just have the one knob for reverb, just controls reverb level. The D40 will have reverb level and decay. So you can kind of tweak it a little bit more, but it is the same reverb. Also, another difference is, so we both have bright switches on our amps.
Yep.
I don't have a wide switch on the D40. I have just a full-on boost in front of it instead. So, I guess right now
that input on that Schecter, I need to set that guitar up.
That
Sam's back next week.
He'll set it up, yeah.
We'll be like, hey,
so,
Samwise.
Clean channel, no pedals, no bright or boost right now. We'll get the bright going first here. So bright mode engaged. And let's set the boost down too. So the boost is going to be wildly different than the wide switch on the G50. Yeah, I know, I got a tune.
I was waiting for Luke to say something.
Well, you gave this thing to me. I just turned the tuner on because it was making some noise and it was
let me trade you.
It was way out.
You want the Novo?
Please.
That chord is, I'm going to see if I can tame that.
Tame the beast?
Yep. She likes me.
I mean, you're also not sitting, like it's off the couch on your side there.
Yes, I love this guitar.
Yes.
I intentionally detuned that guitar, so you'd give me this one.
You're like, I just pushed on the bridge because it's floating a little bit.
Oh! So the boost is pretty substantial. I'm not sure how much it translates for people listening to this right now, but like playing the 40 live, turning that boost on is like, it's quite a boost.
Okay, channel 2. So for me, I have 3 drive modes on channel 2. There's off, and then I have the blue mode, and then the red mode. Which really, all that's happening is it's bringing in, extra caps, and I think some extra resistors. But essentially, it's just adding more saturation, and it shifts the EQ just slightly to make sure that like it doesn't get like super muddy and shitty as you add that
doesn't
saturation.
like fart out in the low end.
Yeah, I prefer the blue drive modes on all of the channels. Like on the Generator 120, same thing. Like
Everything.
green channel, purple channel, red channel, I gravitate towards the blue mode. On the pedals, toggle switch is always up for me. So yeah, now again, I have the EQ set the same. So like Dan balanced it really well. Like I don't feel like I have to turn up mids, top, the bass, anything from the way that the clean was set. So he did a really great job of like kind of balancing it out so that both channels sound good with the EQ, not being touched. So live, you can realistically use the foot switch and just toggle between the two, and you're not going to be like, oh shit, this isn't bright enough.
Yeah.
Now, if you do have that problem, if you do feel like it's not bright enough, then you just get yourself the old tilt boost pedal, use the old tilt EQ,
or get yourself an EQ pedal, or just wait
get the tilt EQ pedal or the tilt boost pedal.
All right, Derek, we'll get the tilt.
We don't
EQ.
make an EQ pedal, Bo.
I'm not saying. I'm saying we did. I'm just saying in general, just get a EQ.
Get that pedal.
I mean, it does sound good.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. We do have time-based pedals in the loop. But right now, I'm not running them. Here it is. If I turn it on.
That's
Did
still
I
off.
actually turn it on?
There it is.
That's something we didn't talk about is how well does it clean up? Like you can roll back. I mean, it's still like breaking up, but
yeah. I mean, you've also got the gain set pretty high on that channel.
Yeah.
Second aggression mode too. So.
Yeah, I can do that. I can roll the gain back and like let's go to like. I mean, I don't like playing really clean anyway. Like, I always want, like...
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of another reason, like, you'd asked me earlier why I chose this 40 over the 50. Yes. I don't really like a super, super clean sound. So, channel 1 on the 40 just makes more sense to me. It's got a little more grit.
Yep. I do have a bright switch on here, so, like... Which I normally actually do run the generators with the bright switch on, and then I just pull the treble back. Because I feel like there's just more clarity
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
Something about the way like where the bright switch is like really pushing like the high frequency. It's just like it's got a really nice voice to it. So
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing. I'll kind of pull back the treble knob or treble pot and hit the bright switch. Yeah.
Like I don't feel like that's getting like way brighter.
No,
like,
and it's not like
but-
it's
and it's not louder.
the bright switch isn't connected to the treble pot in the sense like if you hit the bright, it's not the same as turning that treble
Right.
knob up.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
very different thing the way it's.
Yeah, like if I
Where-
crank the treble. Which also I will note, like that's not ice picky. Like I'm on in-ears and so are you, and
Yeah.
neither of us are like stop. Like so, that's a great question, and I'll get to it in a second. So with the bright, it's just a different sound. I'll get to Mike's question here. So why doesn't the D40 have a pre-post switch option on the two notes? Great question. Because the Generator 120 probably never should have had it on it because it doesn't actually do anything.
If you haven't
Same-
figured that out yet. Yeah.
Same with the 100P and the 100R. So that's the best way to explain this.
I was just going to ask you the same thing. How do you want to go about this one? Yeah.
So the Alpha Series amps have the torpedo remote from the Torpedo Cab M built into them, okay? And the way that the two notes remote is set up, the Cab M has power amp modeling built into it. So you can model, 6L6s, EL34s, KT88s, and EL84s maybe? I don't remember. But you can model 4 different power sections in the Torpedo Cab M and also the D20, G20, D25. So those are all of our amps that have a mono out from the Torpedo embedded. Now, on the big amps, we chose to go with the stereo out and be able to use the upgraded Torpedo remote, which has the twin tracker built into it.
Yeah.
And that you can assign different IRs to the left and the right, XLR outs. I'm pretty sure, or you can just pan, like use 2 and just pan, right? So the problem is that's the Torpedo Captor X remote that's in all of the Pro Series heads. So like D40, G50, 100P, 100R, 120. We put the pre-post switch on because when we were getting ready to launch the Generator 120, Two Notes had told us that they could add the power amp modeling into the remote for the Pro Series stuff.
Yeah.
And then they figured out like a year or two later that they really couldn't do it easily. It would cost them way too much time and money. So they just chose not to. So that's why all of the newer Pro Series amps, the switch has been removed. Because originally we had put it on going, okay, well, there'll eventually be a firmware update that will allow access to this function inside the software. And then Two Notes just said, like, we have no timeline for when it's going to happen. And we got tired of answering
people's questions
about it. So we were just like, I'll just take the switch off. So, yeah.
Yeah. So?
Yeah. I will say this, Mike. It does actually do something to the amp. It just doesn't, you just won't notice an audible difference or much of one, because you can use the pre-post switch to identify if your power tubes are blown.
Yeah. That's
Because
true,
it will bypass, if you're using the headphones, it will bypass the power section. So if you're not getting any sound just out of your head and cab together, if you plug in headphones and hit that pre-post switch,
it'll
bypass it. So if you get sound and everything is good, and then you hit it and it's gone, that means your power tubes are cooked.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
yeah. So it's a good,
it's a good
troubleshooting mechanism,
diagnostics
I guess.
tool,
Yeah.
but,
doesn't work for what we wanted it to work for.
would have been cool if Two Notes would have been able to get the firmware updated, but, we understand. It's we're the only ones who were asking for that feature, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's hear your second channel here, and
All right, channel 2. So EQ's pretty much set at noon, except for bass. We got rolled off a little bit because I do find channel 2 on the D40, the low end gets a little
it's got a lot.
little boomy. So also for, let's turn the boost off, but for comparison's sake, the gain or the drive level is the same on both these channels right now.
Why don't you kill your avalanche run for now?
Yes, sir.
There you go. That is the channel I live on that amp the most.
Oh, me too, yeah.
Yeah. So let's, why don't you play and I'll hit your bright switch while you're playing. Nice. So that's the bright switch and the boost switch on. That's how I tend to run this amp. Sometimes I won't use the boost, but most of the time I'll run this like a little lower gain with the boost on, and I turn the treble down a bit with having the bright switch on.
That's pretty much exactly how I run it too, yeah.
Yeah. Now you can turn your delay on and
Have some fun.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the 40 with the boost side of the tilt overdrive on. Yeah.
I love the Tilt OD, man.
Sounds awesome. Awesome, cool. So, is there an EQ bypass switch? No, there's not.
There is not. Do
We
we
have
have
an
an SD?
SD1. I don't even know if I own an.
I do. I have a vintage SD1.
Do you?
I got a like an 80, I think an 83.
That's the yellow one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have an SD1 in my office.
Bo, is it at the shop?
No, it's
No.
not.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll bring it next time though.
Do you know where it'll be? All the Boss pedals, Luke? Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about my bonus channel that you don't have.
Ah,
So,
damn it.
channel 3 on the generator, the G50. I'm going to turn off everything. Yeah.
Looking for a power adapter there, Luke?
I'm going to tune up just a little bit here for you fine folks at home. Where's everybody watching from tonight? I didn't ask that earlier on. Yeah. I know, obviously, some of you guys that are regulars where you guys are from, but, you know, let us know where in the world you are tuning in from this evening.
Also, Michael, that is plastic on the badge of the D40.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. These are demo amps anyway, so.
Oh, we can take them off?
Yeah, we can take them off. That is so satisfying, too.
I know.
Like,
And then I just
Yeah.
throw my garbage on the floor,
Yeah.
yeah.
okay, so. So, purple channel. I'm going to pull the gain back because I would not normally play with that much gain. All right, so. None of the buttons or switches on. Let me EQ everything right at noon. What are you trying to figure out?
I'm
Luke?
just watching Luke like tear the studio apart.
What are you trying to find?
I'm just getting jumpers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you're so welcome, Michael. Yeah.
So the first thing I would do is, because this guitar, the bridge pickup is a little bit darker, I would turn the bright switch on this for sure. Watching from Norway.
Whoa.
What time is it in Norway? So is it Jan or Jan then?
Beyond.
Jan?
I would think.
I would think so.
Or Yan.
Awesome. Warren, Michigan, Fort Worth, Texas. Yeah. So, what if Luke had a sister named Duke?
Funny enough, he doesn't.
All right, so we'll talk quickly about the switches that are on here, because this is where, you know, where we do get shit from everybody. It's about the fact that you got so many switches and knobs.
I have a buddy who like refuses to play our amps because it's got too many like dials on it. I'm like, dude, once you figure it out, it all makes so much sense. And
How hipster is your friend?
pretty much as hipster as they come. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Why is
That
he your
makes sense.
friend if he's just hating?
Yeah.
I mean, oh,
Positivity.
Shane, can I get a G50 Tolex and Canadian flags and trouts? Nice. Nice. I mean, Bo said he could do it.
I can do it. Yeah. If you pay for the Canadian flags and the trouts, yeah. It's kind of late, 2:30 in the morning. That's, that's kind of late, dude.
Okay, so bright, cut, fat, aggression, reverb, and gate. There is a built-in noise gate, but I would like to note that I am not using a noise gate right now. Like, that's the noise floor. I don't know how loud it is for the stream, but let me make it worse.
I will be completely honest. I have a gate on right now, so if you want to turn that off for a second, I can turn this back on.
Okay, go ahead.
Ah,
Yeah, it's not really.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
there you go, guys.
Okay, and then let's listen, everybody. It's like a tiny amount of the gates. The noise floor on the generator is exceptionally low for the amount of gain that it has.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have the bright switch on. The cut is a mid cut. So, what do you want to do? Yeah, just bring it over here. I'll throw it on. So let's hear it.
Yeah, mine won't do that.
What's that?
So mine won't do that.
And there's that fat switch. So they're all like not massive shifts, just nice little like kind of bumps either up or down for you know, trub, mid, bass. That I think sound great. All right, so you want me to plug this thing in here? Why did you give me two cables there, buddy?
Because the one that's in between the G3 and 4, that's where I was going to put it. It's like an inch long.
Why wouldn't I just put it in front of the tuner? Does it matter?
No, you could.
Okay, then aggression levels. So here, let's do this. crank the gain. This is the max. This is the maximum amount of gain it has. So even there, it doesn't get like super fizzy and like weird. I mean, it's more than I would ever use. Like I would probably use. Something around there. Yeah, they want to hear the D40 with the G3.
Am I way louder than Derek right now? Okay, in my ears, I'm way louder.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I tried to set up my pedal to be kind of where your amp is set up.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the volume and the gain here a little bit back because I'm a little.
That's gonna be. I mean, it's
a little hotter than you are.
The circuits are built different.
Like for volume, I'll leave it where it is. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
like nicely balanced, but I was running it pretty hot though. So.
Are you on the blue mode?
Yep, blue mode. Oh no, I thought I was. I'm not. Now I am.
Okay. So. So the voicings are very similar, but you can tell that, like, that's a pedal going into an amp versus this is, you know, a tube preamp circuit. They want us to swap guitars for the test. Sure, no problem.
Fine.
Move yourself over so that the cable's falling off the edge of the.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And you'll probably have a better time.
Gonna have a bad time.
Okay, let's see here. So that was. Okay, and now let's show you something else that most people don't get a lot either, is just the difference in how different each other's hands sound. Like my hands are a little bit brighter than I think Bo's are. Like,
I would say definitely, yeah.
because I mute differently than you do. Like, Yeah, that was channel 2. Here's channel 1. That's too much treble.
Very bright, yeah.
Let's try this. Let's also pull the same trick here. Drive the preamp harder. Can you turn the reverb off? Want to go back?
Yes. Well, not really, but yeah.
Well, here, let's go back one time, and then we'll trade guitars. So. Actually, here you can have this for a second, since that Schecter is misbehaving. I guarantee you the input jack twisted, and the like the cable is just getting like destroyed. Let's see.
Okay, a couple questions here. Carl's asking what the sparkliest clean amp is.
D40. Well, D25 has probably the sparkliest clean.
25, yeah.
But I mean, it's the Dynamis' clean over the Generator's clean, I would say, for sparkle.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean.
You think the Generator has more sparkle?
Well, it's the cleaner clean, but I guess like if you're going for like just jangliness, like sparkle, like yeah, I guess Dynamis Series would kind of take I don't know. Depends how you run it, how warm your hands are.
Certified Rock Machines.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
I don't know what to play.
Hey Lou, you know the Les Paul we can grab? Other than that one?
What's that? What do you wonder?
Another Les Paul?
Oh, not that one. No, it sucks. Well, I shouldn't say it sucks. It needs fretwork.
Yeah.
So,
okay, yeah,
yeah, it's got lots
look
of.
around.
that blonde one I
My
played?
2009 is in the gold top is in my office, and it was behaving last time we tried it. So. Basil asked, how do you decide how to construct a speaker cabinet?
Not my territory.
Well, Dan designed the first few. I laid out the 1x12, and honestly, I was like, hey, how wide is the head that sits on top of it? And then I made it that wide.
That's a great way to plan it out, actually, too, yeah.
Yeah. What cabs are we running
nice.
right now? We're running IRs right now. So we're running the direct out from both amps. Nothing in the room is live.
This thing is heavy.
Oh, yeah, it's a tank. We're both running the 4x12 IRs with a 57 and a 121 on it. And I am still drinking my first beer.
Yeah, me too. I wasn't even gonna drink a beer tonight. Well, this thing is wildly out of tune.
We are running the 2 notes torpedo embedded, and we are using the Dynamis, which are their dynamic IRs of the Generator 4x12 cabinet. The ones that are in here have the WGS speakers in them. Is what the IRs are of. So. Can you give us some band/song examples where the gain structures cross over between the two amps? Oh man, what a good question. I don't really know. I do know a lot of people that run both, like that will run a generator and a Dynamis and run them in stereo so that there's different, like very different tones. It's mostly guys in country, like
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's a really great question.
Yeah.
I don't know who I could.
I can't give any examples there.
Yeah, they're so wildly different to me that yeah. Like when I was last like jamming with my band, which is a long time ago, like probably 7 years ago was the last time we got together. We did play, and I was using a Generator 120 Mark II with a Dynamis 740 on an ABY switch. So.
I'm almost in tune, don't worry. We're gonna drop D.
Oh yeah.
I'll see you there.
What are you looking for?
Active pickups.
You're not gonna find anything down here.
Like we have the Bluesman vintage right beside you, but that's single coil active.
Yeah, that's not gonna be what he's looking for.
I know.
The only thing that we really have that
The
would
Jackson 7-string, but
or the Charvel Model 6, or if you knew where my quilt top PRS is, it'll have Fishman classics in it, but they'll also probably be dead because I haven't played that guitar in like 2 years. Sweet.
Sweet. Sorry.
Okay, questions for you guys. How many of you guys have been tuning into the golden age of gear that Joey and I are doing? Yeah?
Yeah, from time to time.
Nice. It's on, I got it uploaded to like all the podcast platforms now, so you can listen to just the audio on like virtually every podcasting platform, wherever you listen to the old podcasts. Yeah. Let us know what other questions you guys have, because we have to get out of here a little bit earlier today because, well, to be honest, I worked till almost 3 o'clock in the morning last night. I want to go to bed earlier.
Yeah, and I got a gig tomorrow, so I want to show up early in the morning. I don't want to be here all night. I gotta go back to sleep so I can get back here and make some mans for y'all.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun doing anything with Joey. So he's, yeah.
So I'm just laughing at Poo Ninja.
He's such a monster, like, monster player. Like,
Joey?
yeah.
Untouchable,
like,
man.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, I hung out with him for a week when we went to Sweetwater and the other places like Eclipse Music and Flatland and Chicago Music to, you know, do the in-store things that we did and also do the sales training on the new amp. And watching him sit and just like jam with people, I was just like, I can't do that. He's like, oh, you could do it. I'm like, no, like I literally can't. I just sit there and I'm just like, I'm lost.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be found. Like I just don't.
Yeah,
care
well,
that
no,
much.
nobody even sees me over here.
Mind telling us about your favorite guitar? Absolutely. My favorite guitar is this guitar right here. This is my USA Custom Shop Schecter Nick Johnson Strat. I have about 65 to 70 different guitars in total. Some are really, really, really nice, and some of them are like, you know, my first Kramer XL guitar that's worth a couple $100, and I have a Dan Electro that's beat to shit that like I took a screw or a drill to put pickups in it, and so some. It's my nice way of saying I have some pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, I'm
they're not all
I'm
super
curious.
nice.
Let's just stop there for 1 second. You took a drill to it to put pickups in it?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
What did you do?
Okay, so I used to do like the guitar trick when I played in like a hard rock and punk rock band where you like throw it over your shoulder.
Oh yeah.
And
I was so concerned about this amp that you're gonna hit that for a second.
so I anyway, I had my number one guitar at the time was a PV archtop Wolfgang guitar, much to Luke's dismay or disapproval. Yeah. I have a funny story about that. I'll tell in a second too. So anyway, I did the guitar trick thing, and I had epoxied my Strat buttons in so that they wouldn't come out, because I had done it with a Strat, had it come out at practice, and had a Strat land like on its headstock, bust.
Pretty much the
machine
worst
heads.
way for a guitar to land, yeah.
Yeah, it was still fine. Like the guitar was completely fine. Luke's dad has it, and anyway, I mean, apart from the broken machine heads, but it didn't mess up the guitar other than that. But yeah, I had epoxied the buttons in. The one on the bottom still pulled out. I luckily caught the guitar by the headstock. I was playing outdoor at a skate park, and otherwise it would have landed in the street and just smashed to a million pieces. So anyway, I had this Dan Electro 56U2 that I got in the 90s, and I was like, it had the lipstick pickups in it.
Yeah, love it.
And I was like, this is, and I mean, I played a Wolfgang with two like nice, like hot, like Van Halen humbuckers.
Yeah, so very different beasts,
So to trade them back and forth, essentially for me to play one song, because there was one specific song where I did the dumb guitar trick, I was like, I got to fix this thing. But I didn't have any tools. I had a drill and a drill bit. So I literally took it and like drilled, like just slowly drilled holes. So like when you look at it, there's like all these little like round holes. And I like got it's a stacked humbucker of some sort. I can't remember which one. A Seymour Duncan stacked humbucker that I had bought like, you know, Mother's Music or somewhere had a sale where this pickup was $40. So I bought that. And then I put some other Duncan humbucker, probably a Duncan distortion or something like that. I put that in the bridge. But the guitar is covered in stickers. I'll bring it out on a.
I was gonna say, I want to see this thing so bad, yeah.
I'll bring it out on another Gear and Beer. And the pickups are actually not held in with screws. They're held in with stickers and hockey tape. And I use that.
That's very Canadian of you.
I used that guitar until I got a Tom DeLonge Strat.
Yeah.
That I back in the like early 2000s when those Tom DeLonges came out, you could buy them new for like $350, no, maybe $500. Like
they weren't
not a
expensive,
lot
yeah.
for a Mexican-made guitar. So then I was like, oh well, if this guitar gets smashed while I'm on the road, like it's not a big deal, right? Like I can get another one. Not like I had $500 lying around.
Yeah.
Like I was a broke-ass guitar player, but I was like, well, it's better than my Wolfgang cost me $3,000 at the time. So yeah, I have that guitar, which is a pile of shit, the Dan Electro. I did buy another one of the exact same one, so I have one that was like, or is original, like what I did have. So maybe I'll bring those out on one of the other.
Yeah, we should do like some of our junkiest guitars live sometime.
Well, I've thought about shooting some videos.
I've got some junkers I can bring some anytime, yeah.
I've thought about doing like a tour of our like our collection of stuff here, because it's not all mine, but like a tour of the guitars here and talking about them. But anyway, back to this. This is my number one USA Custom Shop Nick Johnson Strat, Wenge neck. Yeah, it's just awesome. I didn't expect it to be as awesome as it is. Nothing against Schecter. We did a trade deal with Michael from Schecter. He wanted a Generator 120. I had played the 3 single coil version of this, and they had lent us one for Sean to use. And I thought the necks felt awesome, and it was great. And when I found out there was a version with the humbucker, I was like, yeah, build me that. I did not want a white body with a black pickguard. I wanted a black body with a white pickguard, and they told me they couldn't do it. They said they could do white with the black pickguard, and I was like, sure.
Yeah.
And when I got it, I mean, from the moment I got it, this has been my number one go-to guitar.
Yeah.
And I was not a Strat player really before this.
Yeah.
Like I had Strats, but.
I gotta ask, is that little bit of relic I'm seeing on? Is that like, does that come like that, like on the back of the guitar there?
No, I've dropped it,
yeah,
and like I've done lots of things. I don't know, you guys probably won't be able to see very many here if you go to the overhead. So there is, I don't know if you'll be able to see much of any of this.
It doesn't look like it's really picking up there.
Yeah, he's getting to it. That's why.
Anytime now, Luke.
He's getting there. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a lot of really nice checking that it did come with the checking.
The checking, yeah.
In it already, but this stuff here, all of this, there's a few dings. There's a couple of, like up here, there's a nice like kind of big gouge. I knocked it over when I was playing at church one Sunday, and everything else is it's just slowly been kind of getting beat up. So
that's kind of what I thought, but I figured I'd ask.
Yeah, and the neck, it's kind of, well, you can see it a little bit with the way that the light is hitting it. Like this is all matted up here, and this is how it came. Like the telly is new; it has the same neck. So this is all matted, but this is all just oiled up from like me and
just playing, yeah.
And every person that like this goes to every NAMM show, everywhere I go besides Europe, this goes with me. And I just don't bother flying with guitars to Europe because when we're over there, we're like at Musifax's booth or somewhere. So like they have
their guitars to use.
Yeah, they have Sir and Chapman and stuff like that. So I wouldn't want to take a brand that they don't represent and have it there. But
for sure, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my number one. Pickups in it are the Nick Johnson. I can't remember what they're called, like Atomic something. They're like Schecter winds their own pickups in there, the Nick Johnson pickups. So yeah, that's my number one. It's awesome.
It's a great number one, man.
Yeah, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a ridiculous guitar.
Four Tot, what's going on, my dude?
I don't think anyone has ever played this guitar and thought that it was, kind of a dog. Like
no, it's great. It's a great guitar.
Everyone has liked this guitar that has touched it, and I'll be honest, I don't think Schecter gets a good enough, like, not like rap, but like they definitely. People do not know how good Schecter's USA guitars are.
Yeah.
Like, they are insanely good.
Until I started working here, I really didn't know anything about Schecter guitars.
No, I always thought they were pointy guitars.
Yeah, me too. I thought they were pointy metal guy guitars with active pickups all the time. I was like, not for me, not my jam.
Yeah.
But, okay, so the telly you're picking up right now, this is also an NJ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the shop, this might be my favorite guitar in the shop right now, actually.
So what's cool about this, Luke, if you can show the overhead, this one is very similar, except the body is a little bit more like blue cast instead of yellow cast. Like the white moves more towards blue than yellow. But this neck, if you guys can tell, like notice how like when I move the other one, like you could see the light like glimmer off of it. This is how the neck on the Strat was when I got it. This is identical to the Strat neck. So this one I just have not played enough, which is partially because of the pickups, to be honest. I still haven't decided if I like, that's way too bright. I haven't decided if I like that or not.
The telly?
The pickups.
Oh, the pickup, yeah.
No, the neck and how comfortable it is amazing. But I think I might want to change pickups. I'm not sure. I think I might just not like Telecaster pickups.
Yeah.
like I really love the Bluesman Telly is like, this is like the Telly of like legend here.
Oh, shit, that almost hit me.
I'm watching you, don't worry.
Are these stock pickups that came in the guitar?
This?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I didn't
heck
think
no.
so. Fishman's?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
These are Fishman's, and
That's
John
nice.
from Bluesman hates that I put them in here. Like, hates that I did this to his guitar. I don't care. Apart from that Schecter, and then I have a knockoff Keith Richards Telly here. All the other Tellys that are here have these pickups in them.
Yeah.
Besides the Schecter and the Keith
That's
Richards.
kind of what I thought, yeah.
This one's way out of tune, but... What are your guys' number one guitars? And thanks to everyone for hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate you guys coming and wasting your Wednesday evening with us.
Oh, it's not a waste of a Wednesday evening. Come on. We're a good hang.
I love how like it sounds like rock and roll, but there's a tiny, like just a tiny amount of telly, like
Telly is in there, yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, when you play those chords, I can really hear it. Like I can hear that like single.
Yeah, like the little
single
jangly.
coil kind of thing. Yeah.
This thing has what I call the awesome button. So there's this little button on here that it just adds like it's a boost. So like yeah. Like to me that sounds so good. I forget how fat the neck is on this.
It looks like a baseball bat,
it's
dude.
huge. Uh, 78 Strat single coils and 70 super distortion. Yeah. Fun guitars. We lost the cap on this one though. Boys, probably in the testing room because everybody keeps stealing this and taking it back to the testing room.
Shit.
And I keep bringing it back here, being like, "That's not the testing guitar."
Oh, Jan's got an 86 Japan Strat. Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Actually, so I was saying I have like an 80. I think it's an 83 SD1, the Japanese Boss SD1. The day after I bought that, I was at a different music store and I found a Japanese 83 like electric blue Strat, like same year as the pedal I just bought. I didn't buy it, but I wanted to so bad. I was like, I just want a collection now of like the SD1 with that awesome Japanese Strat.
The Japanese Strats are really, like the 80s ones are really awesome.
I know, that's why, yeah, I wanted it. I just couldn't justify it at the time.
All right, what else you guys want to know? Because we're going to get out of here in a few minutes. Did we answer all your questions about the differences between the G50 and the D50? Sorry, D40. I had half a beer and I couldn't remember the name of the amp. Mention that.
Have another one. Have another half a beer.
Yeah, literally half of my beer.
Kind of a sucker for vintage Japanese. Yeah, I hear you, dude.
Number one for most of your career was a candy apple red metallic. Yeah.
I love when he puts
Jeremy,
career in quotations. Yeah.
I hate the color of that guitar. I had one similar. It was one of the. It's like the first like Strat that would go to NAMM with us, and I don't know why I just hate that like
the candy apple
apple metallic red for some reason. I don't generally really love red guitars.
I don't love like super metallic looking guitars like.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Like that Raven with the big like flake sparkle. Oh,
yeah, it's not really my thing.
Oh, it's so good. How's it not your thing? You wear like feather boas on stage, dude. How are flashy things not your thing?
Just like, I don't know.
I think the guitar distracts from looking at me and my face.
I wear feather boas on stage. You know the longest been since I've worn a feather boa on stage? It's been months.
Do you know how long?
Still have though.
I was gonna say, do you know how long it's been since I have?
Months, weeks. I don't. You never.
Yeah, never.
No, I like a guitar like. Most of my guitars aren't very like shiny, metallic. My Les Paul's got like some shine to it, but I never clean my guitars either. So they're all like very like muted, like
Nice.
like yeah, kind of grimy.
Do you like nitro or think nitro finish is better than poly?
Yes, Luke's saying.
1,000%.
What's your
Nitro's
opinion?
like, I'm horribly ignorant to that, but
Yeah, me
Nitro's
too,
like
that's
what's
why I'm
on
asking
older
you.
guitars, right?
Nitro is what's on your Schecter. Poly
Yeah.
is what's on your Gibson
Poly
right
won't
there.
crack, right? Or like it takes a
will,
while.
but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
Maybe the traditional's Nitro. Actually, now that I think about it, but
Yeah,
no, I
I'm
think it's
super
Poly.
ignorant to that, actually, yeah. Do you want to Google it real quick, Luke?
No, I can tell you. Most standard strats are polyurethane.
Yep. Jeremy, I don't hate that much about you. I love you. I just hate that you wrote Bonfire. I hate that song so much. I do love your Anderson. His icon classic Anderson is that. I don't like. Here's a great question for everybody watching. Do you guys like the color over look? Like if there's like color over like sunburst?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like Sonic blue, Daphne blue, whatever you want to call it, over sunburst finished Icon Classic, which is essentially a Tom Anderson Strat.
Yeah.
So nice. Yeah, so
Yeah,
nice.
I love the color over stuff, yeah.
Oh,
I love shade. Is this gonna be like a new thing? People ask me for outrageous Tolex on these amps here now?
yeah. Robbie Baker's here, Nitro over Poly all day long. Yeah. Jan or Jan, your Dream Axe at the moment is an Ibanez Artist AS200. Dude, awesome. Okay, so I have a fun story for you about that. When I was in the late 90s, the second like kind of nice guitar I bought is the gunmetal blue Stratocaster, like American Standard Strat that I gave to his dad. I bought that guitar from my guitar teacher, who was also the guitar player in my brother's band in like kind of tail end of high school, post high school. My brother played in a really small cover band. So anyway, I love this Strat, and I bought it because my guitar teacher was buying an Ibanez AS200, which is what turned into the JS200 or the John Schofield.
Okay, yeah.
Ibanez hollow body. And for the record, the high-end Ibanez hollow bodies are better than every Gibson high-end hollow body that I have ever played, from Gibson custom shops to like my Lucille. A good like 70s or 80s AS200 just destroys
Really? That's interesting.
any of those guitars if you ever get a chance to play one. Because when my teacher's name was Dustin, when Dustin called me, was like, hey, do you want to buy my Strat? And I'm like, yeah, like I never thought you would sell it, and like it's kind of a rare color.
Yeah, the gunmetal.
The gunmetal is. So I was like, yeah, I would love to. I'm like, what are you getting? And he's like, I'm getting an Ibanez AS200. I'm like, you're buying an Ibanez?
Yeah.
Like what? Because he was a jazz player. I'm like, come on, like why? And then he got it, and he came to see me. And he had brought it with him. He came to see me, and he needed me to replace the machine heads on it because they were shot after 25 years. Dude, the best hollow body.
I don't think I've ever actually played an Ibanez hollow body before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my eyes open though. I'm
really high end.
very curious now.
I saw one in Musico Round in Wisconsin, like near Milwaukee, somewhere like a year ago, and I didn't buy it. I should have. It was like $2,000.
Yeah.
But I was like, I have enough guitars. And now I'm like, except that one's like super nice. I mean, a lot of them are super nice. Rob's making fun of me for saying back in the 90s. Or back in the 1900s. Yes. Back in the day. Yes. I'm older than everyone in the shop here, so. Right now. I'm not the oldest one in the shop. But yeah. So, yeah. Anyway. I don't know what else to talk about.
Yeah, I
it
think we
does
answered
bother me
everybody's
that somebody put
questions.
the pickguard back on that Les Paul.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
You know what I think?
Wasn't me.
You know what? Now that I
Wasn't
said
me.
it, I bet it was me. I bet I put it back on so that I could sell that guitar.
Yeah.
Because I'm selling that guitar.
Yeah, you did.
That's probably why it hasn't sold yet, is because I put the pickguard on it.
You're selling this thing?
Yeah.
That's a good guitar. It's no 91, but it's a good guitar. It's heavy as hell, dude.
Everything sound heavy. All right. right.
All right.
Well, I think that's it for us tonight, folks. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Yeah. thanks
And
for
I hope
spending
we
your
answered
Wednesday.
all your questions about the G50 versus the D40. And if we didn't, well, shit, sorry.
Drop them in the comments.
Drop them in the
Yeah.
comments. Hit us up on Facebook. Leave a comment
Yeah,
there.
go
even.
to join the Revv community on Facebook, and yeah, make sure you tune in for the Golden Age gear. There'll be another episode tomorrow at lunchtime, Central Standard Time.
What are you guys
yeah.
talking? Never mind. We'll find out tomorrow at lunchtime.
Yeah, you'll find out tomorrow when it comes out.
Why
what the
ruin
next
it?
one is about. Fun things. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Jeremy, my favorite IRs are the Revv 4x12 IR, position 1 on all of our amps.
I've already messed it up.
This guitar sounds awesome.
Oh, we're still here.
Thanks, Luke. You're doing great.
Bye,
You
everybody.
new here, bud?